Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Uncensored Events. I'm here with Sydney, and today we are going to be talking about one of our venues, Casita Hollywood.
Hey guys.
Casita Hollywood is a awesome, beautiful indoor-outdoor space, also in the heart of Hollywood, 8 minutes away from Lombardi
hmm
House, so very accessible if you are interested in seeing both spaces. It is a little more industrial and modern than Lombardi houses.
hmm
There's a lot more exposed ceilings and like a really cool marbled finish floor and a lot of open windows, a lot more black accents and gold
Yeah.
accents. So a little
Yeah.
more modern and industrial than what we have at Lombardi.
Aesthetically completely opposite actually, which
Yeah,
is really funny. But that's another, like, we love options. We're very option friendly at both of
absolutely.
our, in our company. But the space, of, the casita space, it has such a different flair. Some people look at it and think it's very much like an industrial chic vibe. Some people say it has a Spanish
Yeah.
hence the, casita. But we're known as Casita Hollywood, and having that indoor outdoor flair, which is amazing. And I mean, this was a space that first had you come and train at and
Yeah.
really get a vibe of it. And I mean, your first take on the outside space, I mean, you can kind of go off of that too, and what you think about the space.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. So, just like Lombardi, there are two main access points. So, it does keep our guests very safe. There's a pedestrian gate, which is your main entrance
hmm
for events. And then there is the vendor gate as well. So, again, you don't have to worry about rentals getting in or anything. Everything's
Yeah,
super accessible to
very
large
easy.
trucks. But the space itself has this gorgeous iron gate in the front. There's string lights. There is stoned, like a patio driveway situation with a gorgeous flowing waterfall. There's also a patio connected to this outdoor space that has a fireplace and just has this really gorgeous brown wooden gazebo and just a really great blank slate for any kind of event. But then it is directly connected then to our banquet hall as well. So we have these giant glass sliding doors that open up entirely. So
hmm
it's really indoor, outdoor. You get that airflow into the indoor space, which is very important to people these days to make sure that you do have air and everything is safe in terms of
I would
open
say, like,
spaces.
COVID. We're very COVID cautious at our venues. You want to
Yeah,
make sure all the different, types of events, really, you set it up however you want. But
right.
both venues with, Casita as well, having an indoor outdoor space is so important nowadays.
Yeah.
I think that's a great, like, bonus for us to have that indoor space. And another thing, like, which most people know, I mean, some people know, but some people don't when they drive by or they come, they're like, what was this space?
Yeah.
And I always love to see their facial expression when I say, this used to be the Hollywood Sizzler. And every time I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this was a Sizzler. It's so big. But
The
we
owners did an
really,
amazing job at
yes.
transforming the space. It is so gorgeous.
hmm
There are so many fun pops, like the restroom, they really took details into account. So there's
Yes.
a lot of beautiful tiling and gold
hmm
accents and giant mirrors, and
Yeah.
we get a lot of selfies on our Instagram that
Love
people
the
tag
bathroom
us in.
selfies.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's nothing better than a pretty bathroom.
truly.
And I think, like, in LA, if you go to a restaurant, you go to a hotel, that is always the net when you go into the restroom, you're like, this is, like, very elevated.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing for us is our bathrooms. I love it. And they are communal bathrooms. We want to make sure it's a very open space. Men's, women's, handicap, unisex, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
whatever you need, we got it. But I think a big thing about us being a Sizzler is Sizzler. Of course, if anyone knows what a Sizzler is or is not, or doesn't know, it is a old steakhouse. Like, they're very popular throughout LA, and we actually, I think there's still a couple, but our owners and the design team really wanted to keep it an indoor outdoor flow. So we still have those beautiful open windows to bring in that natural light. And then you also have the outside, and like Reagan mentioned, the gazebo, the fireplace, the fountain, the string lights. You really get a lot of bang for your buck at
Oh,
Casita.
there's a lot of space. Yeah, it can fit a
Absolutely.
large group.
Yeah, I think we typically we've seen many different layouts. Our indoor space, beautiful open room, and our I am obsessed with our chandeliers. I think
They're
that's
so pretty.
such an added touch to add that chic, feel to really like an industrial space when you know that there's a lot of brick, high ceilings, open. Maybe the best way to kind of explain it is like a colder room. But with the added chandeliers and the way that our design team set it up, it's very such an inviting space to have, our mitzvahs, which we really have been very bar and
A
bat
lot of
mitzvah.
mitzvahs at Casita these days.
Yes,
Yeah.
very bar and bar mitzvah, a lot of receptions. We absolutely do weddings, and then a lot of productions as well. But kind of going off of what you had said as the added amenities, we have a full commercial kitchen. We have a beautiful built-in bar. So this that alone just takes off so much stress
Yes.
instead of bringing all of that in. And we really, I think, being that we had open Lombardi House first, we learned a lot from Lombardi,
Right.
and then opening up a second space. Casita was really that space. We wanted to make things like, I wouldn't even say a one-stop shop, but really just, oh, we have this, we have that for you. It's very customizable.
Yeah, absolutely. We do like to keep things rather simple at Bronson too. So we like to apply a lot of the rules that we have at
Yeah.
one venue to the other, just so we're not confusing our clients as we're going through the planning process if they are considering multiple of them. So we do use the same exclusive, the
The
valet company, the security company that we use, they are the same. Also, all of our exclusive vendors that we have partnerships with are the same. Our preferred vendors are the same. All of the rules in terms of who you can bring in, um, anyone basically
Yeah.
applies to Casita as well, just to keep that process as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Um, another great amenity about Casita that I think is one of the bigger ones is that we do have a vendor parking lot on space.
Yes, especially in LA. That's a big pro for
So
us.
many of our vendors come by and they're like, "Oh my god, you guys have a parking lot like
Vendor
no one
parking.
has a parking
I
lot in
didn't think vendor
LA."
parking was gonna be like that thing that like was
It's a
like
big selling
it's a
point.
big selling point. It's a massive pro because most of your guests will, or like if you're doing a production event or even a wedding, a lot of Ubers and Lyfts. But self parking or even like vendor parking, it's a hassle. And being that
Yeah.
we are in LA, you think that there was a lot of lots, but a lot of lots. Say that 5 times.
Yeah.
But a lot of lots in the back. I mean, for all of our vendors and staffing that have been on Casita's property, they're like, "Thank you. This made things
Yes.
so easy, and then not an additional cost for our clients, which
Right,
is great."
exactly. And yeah, it saves our clients a little bit of money too, because if you are at a venue that you need to have valet and or street parking, um, usually you have to consider your vendors
Yeah,
in that
absolutely.
number for your car rental.
Yeah.
So it saves you some money because they're able to park directly on site, and our direct client obviously is allowed to park there too, and then
Mhm.
our staff. But the rest of the guests are required to either go through valet or
Yeah.
do street parking.
Or shuttle service. That's been a big thing recently too.
It really is just so much easier
Yeah.
if you're coming from a hotel, if all of your guests
Yeah.
are staying there, because we don't have the lodging accommodations
Yes,
at Casita that
that
we
is a
do.
difference.
But the hourly package is awesome. But yeah, shuttle services are great too. Um, Another wonderful aspect of Casita is that we do have a green room available as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
So if we specifically for weddings, if our bride needs a space to get ready, or if our wedding party wants to come early to take pictures,
Absolutely.
they have an enclosed area where they can keep all their bags
Mhm.
that's locked away from the rest of the
Yeah.
space.
Or even our production events. Having a back entrance to a backup house or a green room or a VIP room where no one can see, it's not accessible for the other guests. That's a big pro just
Keep
because
all
it
your
makes things, yeah,
boxes, or if you have
exactly.
any swag bags, if you're
Mhm.
doing any like packaging of that or anything, to be able to do that out of sight from the
Yeah.
guests is a huge plus.
Yeah, and having that own space, like your own.
Yeah, your bags, your
Mhm.
coats, anything like that, you can
Exactly.
have out of sight, which is a big plus. And that green room actually connects directly to the vendor parking lot.
Mhm.
So staffing or our staff, it's very accessible and
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
away from the event itself, which is great. Then Cindy mentioned the full commercial kitchen, which has all the equipment any
Yes.
caterer could possibly need:
So
stovetop,
easy. It's
grill,
really
oven, fryers, walk-in fridge,
Yeah. This is where we
freezers.
put the big, like the really bad drunk people. I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding. I've actually had somebody that one time we had an event and it was in the summer. so hot. I found one of our vendors, like the main leads, it was when things were very like slow at during the event.
I haven't heard the story yet.
So hot. Like not him, but he personally was like, I am sweating. Cause LA now, like I didn't know that we could get to the temperatures that we've now recently gotten to. And I found this guy in the walk-in
Oh my
cooler, and
god.
he was just sitting in the corner. He's like, "It is so hot. I needed to come in here." He's like, "Thank God you guys have like a massive walk-in cooler." But that's another thing about being an old sizzler. We used to be an old sizzler. There's like that those pros like the kitchen and the walk-in cooler, and it just makes things so easy.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I am already going to keep that thought in the back of my mind for when we have events this summer. So if
I
anyone
can't.
finds me in the walk-in, no, you didn't.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I wasn't in there. It's fine. But I mean, that's very those are like the small things compared to what we've
Yeah.
seen at Casita. I mean, the space in and of itself has been transformed so many different ways. Uh, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but kind of going off of what we've done at Casita, we opened in 2018. That was a big thing. So kind of starting out from Lombardi House, our sister venue opening about 5 years later, totally different aesthetic, but we learned from Lombardi House. So this is definitely a very production happy space
Yeah.
reception. We've done really fun like charity functions for, poker night events. We've actually done a lot of kids' birthdays and a lot of bar and bat mitzvahs, which
Yeah.
I think we've talked about our vendors before, and especially with Lombardi, but our vendors that want to plan like those mitzvahs that are very custom, from swag to the decals on the floor to the balloon arches to flower install.
Food
Yeah,
stations. I mean, yeah, anything you can imagine is it there's just, it's just it's a
yeah,
blank slate, and because you have the indoor and outdoor space, you can really cater to the adults that are going to be attending, the kids that are going to
yes.
be attending. You can have spaces for
Hmm.
everyone and kind of spread out those experiences too.
Hmm.
So that your guests can really see all that Casita has to offer.
Yeah.
Uh, as I mentioned, all of the vendor processes, the catering processes are the same. We do require a bathroom attendant during just the hours of your
Yes.
event as well, because the bathrooms are so beautiful. We want to keep them that way during the
Hmm.
entirety of the event. Our bathroom attendants are great. They just make sure the space is wiped down, that things stay sanitized, that paper
Yeah.
towels stay restocked, trash
Yeah.
is taken out, just so that's one less worry of the client.
Yeah. And as much as we all think our friends and family are so clean when they drink, they're not.
No,
There's
no,
always some glassware that's being filled up. There's always going to be trash that's overflowing. Well, not with our stuff, but
right.
we
If
really
they
want to
weren't
make
there.
yeah, exactly. We really want to make sure that it always looks beautiful and it always looks clean. I
Yeah.
think even as a whole as a space, we're very big on sanitation and just make sure everything's very clean.
Yep. I think that's just about everything for Casita.
Yeah.
We've covered everything. Again, if you are interested in inquiring, please visit our website at casitahollywood.com. There's a contact form on there that you can fill out and get in touch with us. We are also on Instagram. We are Casita Hollywood online on Instagram. Check us out there. We have photos that are being posted all the time of really fun events that we have going on, a really great spot to get inspiration. Check out our tag photos to make sure that you're also seeing from other people's
Yes.
uh, perspectives and other events that are going on. There's always fun stuff to be found in the tagged areas. We also do hashtag all of our events. So
Hmm.
hashtag Casita Hollywood. That's another great way to find content online. But yeah, email us, reach out to us via our website, and we can't wait to arrange a tour with you
Yeah.
guys.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.